Amanda, dame Cine Premier.
Call and text every day.
Mom, it's college. It's not a survival course.
It'll be fine.
The build-up for this movie and the hype has been so crazy. The Afternators are so passionate, so devoted. I want to ask you, how has this after whirlwind been for each one of you?
I've been in it longer, so I'm a little more like used to, especially the fan base. But it's even now, it's growing every day. I'm getting new readers and new fans every day, so it's different because now they're fans of the movie, even though they haven't seen it, but they still are fans of the movie that are now reading the book, which is really great for me. But it just feels like I'm in the middle of a really, tornado's the worst word, but like a fun tornado. I'm just in the middle of a fun tornado where by the time I can actually think about what's happening, it's something else is happening. So I don't think I'll ever be able to keep up with like the hype of it.
I feel like it's obviously like kind of overwhelming and new, and we're kind of learning as we go, but essentially it's an honor to be part of something that so many people were supporting.
Yeah. We were really very politely prepped that it might be a bit of a crazy journey. So I feel like I've at least have been slowly sort of been preparing it.
So, Hero, your character is based on Harry Styles from One Direction, but did you actually take him as a source of inspiration for your performance, or you decided to go a different way?
I didn't actually. I feel like it's kind of, if it's there, it's the character's kind of, you've already kind of created
His face
the character.
was used.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, there's nothing that's actually like Harry's.
There's nothing
like,
about him that's,
Yeah, I feel like I just took off where Anna left off, if that makes sense, kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
If you would have come acting like Harry Styles, I would have been so creeped out. For sure.
I'm done playing this game.
Oh, I like this girl.
Of course, as it always happens with adaptations, there are changes done. I'm just curious to know, how was the process to decide which things would go in the script and which ones wouldn't?
It was a very complicated process, I would say. There were certain things that I knew, like, the lake, the wedding, the bet. These things have to be there. Nothing can really change about them, even though we changed things for the bet, but just for like personal reasons of it's just a better representation, I guess. It was complicated. Every change had its own reason why, and so it wasn't really a blanket of like, we're changing this, we're changing that. It was like, we have to get here, so how do we get there the fastest way? It was all about timing. The timing was like the thing, we're always fighting the clock in this, where there were so many things that I know the fan base feels attached to more than others, so we made sure those were there. But then everything else, we were just trying to create the film, because as much as I wrote the books, of course I want it to be like the book, but I also want a good movie. So we had to have the perfect balance of what needed to change for a film as opposed to the book.
You two have family members that are very successful in the film industry. You have your mom, your uncles, your sister. Did they give you any advice before you embarked on this journey?
My mum probably tried to, and I would have probably just been like, yeah. No,
I ask this question a lot.
Yeah, my mum's been very supportive. My dad as well. I don't see my uncles too much, but when I do, if we do speak about it, they are obviously really supportive as well.
No, not really. I mean, I was cast like 10 days before we started shooting. So we just sort of went straight into rehearsals and everything.
I think that it's better if we keep our distance.
Anna, what advice would you give aspiring writers who want to share their stories on Wattpad and build a community there?
I would say, technical-wise, I would say to make sure you update often, because I think people forget that everything on the internet has an algorithm now. So it's literally technically like, if you're writing a story, update as often as possible. But I would say, morally, I would say if you feel like you should be writing, you should be writing. And there are so many ways to be published. I would have never been able to go the traditional route if I would have tried that way. I was very much against, like, I didn't want to have an agent, I didn't want this, I didn't want that. Just if you feel like you're supposed to be a writer, you're a writer. So even if you put it on Wattpad, it doesn't work, put it on AO3 or Archive of Our Own, put it on anywhere you can get it out, pass out chapters. I literally know a writer who got published from passing out chapters from Wattpad. She
like
literally like passed it out on the
it's
street.
so inspirational. I feel like there's so much to take from. It's not just writing. Like if there's now with social media and Wattpad, you have the ability to you know, put yourself on a platform with just, you know, just do your work and put it out there. The worst thing that happens is no one sees it.
Exactly.
And the best thing is that happens is this. So.
Yeah, and there's so much in between. Like even if it's not, you know, billion reads or whatever, even going to an agent or a publisher or self-publishing with 500 people that read, that's 500 more than a completely new writer that has no readers.